My name's Mary Lily.
I'm Marshall.
And I'm Caitlin.
And we're the hosts of Unveiled Opinions.
Three newlywed girlies with a podcast on any and everything wedding related.
Happy Monday, guys.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. How's it going?
Oh my God, great. How's it going for you, Caitlin? Do you remember what we're recording this week?
Yeah. We're talking about sharing the news that you're pregnant. Woohoo. Can't wait.
Yeah.
What have you guys been up to in your pregnancy journeys? Getting compression socks I saw in the group chat today.
Yes, I did get compression socks and I do have them on, and they were quite a struggle to get on. So
Are your feet swelling?
I feel like one is, which is weird.
Only one.
Well, I feel like they both are, like they both look a little fatter than normal. And Gil was like, I don't think they do. And I was like, no, like, but he also, his feet swell because he has high blood pressure. And it's like, it's part of his medicine, I guess. It's a side effect. So he's like, no, like, I feel like your feet look normal. And I'm like, that's because you don't have normal feet. Like,
you wouldn't get it because you don't have normal feet. You don't know what it's like.
Yeah, like you don't understand.
You don't know what it's like to be my size.
There are things you can do.
Well, good. I'm glad they're helping.
You need to make a TikTok with that noise to Gil. Also, you guys, over the weekend, I got Matthew. Have you seen that TikTok trend where it's like, I'm so hungry, and then you name the randomest person from someone's past, and
that you can eat.
Yeah. But I, of course, like couldn't get that creative with it, and I just had Matthew's ex-girlfriend, and I like did it to him. Like, oh my God, I'm so hungry, I could eat like blank, and he was like, what? I'm so hungry I could eat. But he goes, keep her name out of your mouth.
Oh my God.
He goes, why you gotta bring her up?
He's like, I wish I could
post this so bad.
He's like, you're not funny.
Just like her name out of your mouth.
I think he said the other thing first. Why you gotta bring her name up? And he's like, keep her name out of your mouth. Like, let's not get into drama, really. And then he's like, are you putting it on the internet?
Like, why would you bring that up?
Gosh.
Like, God, you're a shit stirrer.
It's like sometimes I'll say stuff from like TikTok or something, and Gil's like, I'm not online like you. I don't spend all day scrolling.
Oh my God.
Oh, okay. I guess you're just rude. Better than me.
Rude. Marshall, that's what you want to pass down to your daughter?
No.
See?
If she wants to scroll, she can scroll. No, but sometimes he's like, what's your screen time? And I have to like,
oh my God, Caitlin used to love to screen time shame.
I lie and I won't let him see
Jacqueline would get so annoyed. Jacqueline would be like,
when was this?
Caitlin actually had only 45 minutes of screen time.
Literally, was this high school? That wasn't.
I don't know, honestly.
Like, I feel like
it happened once.
Yeah, screen time didn't exist until like, I feel like a few years ago.
Literally. No, but Gil will be like, oh, what is your screen time? And I'm like, okay, well, like my old job, like what he would ask me when I was working. And I was like, I have to be on my phone for that. And he was like, oh, okay, sure.
Like, sure you do.
He's like, mine's at 2 hours. I was like, oh, sorry, you're boring. Like, I'm sorry.
Nobody calls, nobody texts.
Like, no one likes you.
When I was off Instagram, you guys, for Lent that year, mine so down. I was like, literally, but I don't respond to anyone's text. So
yeah,
text me all you want.
I don't see it.
I won't look.
Left on red or
or no, just left on.
Just left,
just sitting there.
Left in the abyss.
Left.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Marshall's like, why do you check your emails? I'm like, shipping notifications, Marshall.
Notification.
Obviously, I need to track the shipping on these clothes.
I need to check my transactions.
Things. I need to know if the money I spent is going to be returning with things coming to me and when those things are coming.
People want to talk to me.
I need to check and see on my credit card bills too.
She's like, actually, that app is blocked on my phone.
Probably.
I don't want to look.
If you don't, sometimes ignorance is bliss.
No, like, you have to report it to Matthew like once a month. They'll like text me in the middle of a work day and go, what's the balance on all your cards? I'm like,
oh, not today. You're It was a nice
do you
day.
want to? Yeah. Do you want to have this type of day? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
He's gonna do it to me right when I get back from this bachelorette. I know it.
Oh well, not a good time.
Yeah,
Maybe
especially
you
if I'm
should
gonna
take
buy
his
merch.
credit card. You should be one of these women. Take his credit card, go to the grocery store and buy some
Yeah.
of those Visa gift cards.
You would
Yes.
get, no, you guys, he would find out and kill me.
Yeah. No.
I'd rather just do it to myself.
Gil makes me like he did give me a card like under his name and everything, or under like his account. And like the first like 2 times I used it, they were sure he was like, "Can I see the receipt? I want to make sure you're not getting Visa gift cards." And I was like,
Oh,
Put it on your
wow.
wife. If my husband said that to me, I'd be like, "Do you want to get punched?"
and I was
Do you
like,
wanna
"What?"
get-
That's my business, Matthew.
my
Yeah,
business.
what I spend this money on is up to me.
And I was like, "I bought food that you would like." And then he was like, "I'm just kidding." I was like, "You're not though. I know you're not." And also like, I don't take the receipt when they're like, "Do you want the receipt?"
Yeah, no, I don't want the
No.
paper.
I don't need that paper. in my
I don't
purse.
need that. But that only happened like the first like 2 times, and now he's just like, whatever. Like,
You know what? You guys, my dad, every time his credit card gets used, he gets a text.
yeah,
Oof, that's
So,
terrible.
that's how my
That was-
mom's is.
That was
No.
hard after college. That started being a thing. But like, I'm like, fine with that. But the receipt?
Yeah, I was like, when have I ever kept a receipt in my life?
Be itemized.
Yeah. Let's itemize the bill at dinner instead of just putting down 3 cards. Like, Gil, what do you pour?
No, just an accountant.
There you go.
Yeah, very numbers oriented.
Michelle's like, Marilee, shut up.
Oh my God.
Are you poor?
Michelle's like, yeah, I bought this baby.
I don't know. I mean, I probably personally am Gil's.
Gil's.
Gil's doing fine because he looks at the itemized bill.
Yeah, because he tracks his finances and he looks at his credit card
Yeah, he
statement.
literally looks at his credit card statement and he was like, "What was this?" And I was like, "I don't know." And I was like, "What are you looking at?" And he's like, "My credit card statement." I was like, "You look at that?" And he was like, "You don't?" And I was like,
Like-
"No, I like never look at my history. I just assume everything's me."
I look at mine and it is all me.
It is all you. See, I don't need
You're like,
that.
I wish that it wasn't me, but it is.
Like, I don't need the validation because I do know. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I do try and check every month just to see my subscriptions.
Yeah.
sometimes
Those
I do
can get
cancel.
out of control.
I've had to cancel some, and then I had to get like 3 new debit cards because my info did keep getting stolen. So I got rid of like all my subscriptions. It was a great way to do it.
You guys, the other day,
Yeah,
Bryce
I've done
was
that
like,
before. It's
"Do
nice.
You want a new phone number?" And I was like, oh no. Because we were thinking about getting me a new phone, but like we were just like getting ice cream and walked by Verizon. So we just like walked in and we're
Yeah.
like, what's the process kind of? And they're like, asking me, and they're like, or do you want a new phone number altogether? And like, you don't care. And I was like, no.
Whoa, that's a
What?
lot.
Oh my gosh. I was like,
Weird.
we're getting ice cream. We're not really here to talk.
Yeah,
to
we're
you.
not.
That's
Please don't
insane.
talk.
Bye.
That's really intense. We're not here for that today.
Yeah. Do I want to change part of my identity? No,
No.
not really.
Can you imagine having to learn a new phone number?
Thanks for
No.
asking.
God, no.
I really can barely remember my own birthday, and I've had that every day.
Well, every year, but
Every day of my life, I've had the same one though, Marshall.
I mean, yeah, but like, are you thinking about it every day?
Yes, she is. So today we're talking about sharing your pregnancy news.
Yay.
Yay.
Just kidding. I didn't want to tell anybody.
Hey, didn't you recently have your anatomy scan?
Oh yeah, I did have my anatomy scan last week. It was good. Everything looks good. We don't have to go back. Sometimes they like make you go back if they don't get everything.
Mm-hmm.
They
And
got her face and her fingers.
yep, they got her face and her fingers.
Did you get like good pictures?
Yeah, we got pictures. And then what else did they? Oh, beforehand though, I was like looking at stuff of like, wait, what am I? Like that morning, I was like, what do I expect here? And the videos were like, they might make you do like jumping jacks and like all of this crazy stuff. And I was like, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard that too. To like what make them like move around or something. to
Yeah,
get-
they didn't make me do any of that. So it was a long time though. It was like 45 minutes.
Yeah, mine was like 30, but they push so hard, or at
Yeah, it
least on
kinda
me
hurt.
with the like ultrasound like
Thing.
probe thing.
Wand.
And I was like, oh my gosh, calm down. Like, she's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. So no, it was good. That was an exciting milestone.
Yeah.
And
It's like a breath of like you can breathe now. I feel like at least that's how I felt.
yeah, and I feel like I'm like feeling her move like a lot more
Mhm.
consistently. So it's like, okay, we're in it. We're really pregnant.
It's real now.
It's real.
because it wasn't those first 20 weeks.
I know. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
And then
Well,
you're
now
like,
that it's real.
And it's like you're halfway too. So
yeah.
it's like a good, I don't know.
I saw some video, some girl crying because she was like, I still have halfway. And I was like, you've got a bad attitude.
You need to calm down.
I don't think I
You
want to
got
watch.
a bad attitude. You know what?
I don't know. I felt like after the
upstairs to
20-week
your
mark,
room.
it's gone so fast, at least for me. I don't know. I feel like it's just
After
everything
what?
kind of start like the 20-week mark,
Oh.
like the halfway, everything kind of just started like,
Well, then you got to go to the
open.
doctor like all the time. So,
Yeah, I did have to do that. That was lovely.
but
Before we get too far along, now that you guys are really pregnant, that you've convinced yourself that, because it's clearly taken a minute.
It took me a while. Yeah.
How did you share with your friends and your family?
I called my mom.
Wait, did your mom know before Gil?
No, so the order of people I told, I texted my best friend when I was like, actually peeing on them and like, what is this? And then I told Gil. And then I think the next day or 2 days later, it was probably the very next day, I was on the phone with my mom and it had to have been the same week. I know it was like maybe it was a couple days later. And I was meeting her for lunch and I was already feeling nauseous. So I was on the phone with her. I call her every day. And I was like, ugh. Okay, so, and I just like matter of fact said it. I was like, I took a bunch of pregnancy tests and they're all positive. And she's like, is this long pause? And I'm like, hello, are you there? And she was just like, this is how you choose to tell me? And I was like, okay, well, like I haven't had a doctor's appointment yet, but I already feel ill. So like I can't hide this. So who knows what's even going on?
you're like, and the doctor's appointment's just virtual. So God knows what that's going to mean.
You're like, the doctor doesn't even want to talk to me, actually.
Yeah, I was like, they thought I was an idiot. So like
If you could call and make my appointments from now on.
that would be great.
I
if
don't
you
want to
could do
feel
that for me.
stupid.
Yeah, I already do. So, and then I was like, "Are you mad?" I don't know. I feel like I just started getting defensive because she wasn't saying anything. And then she was like, "No, I'm not mad." And then, I mean, she was like happy or whatever. But I did like prep her because like for a while I was like, I don't think I want kids. But like I feel like when I started like thinking I did want them, I like kind of prepped everyone like that was in my life, so it wasn't just like out of the blue. So like I had that conversation with her when I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna get my IUD out. So like she knew that we were trying or whatever, but
Yeah.
I think she also didn't realize it would happen so soon. But yeah, she was
Yeah.
the next person I told. And then I kind of just like kept it a secret for time after that.
But did you tell, like, you told your brother and his wife and, like, and then some of Gil's family, like, did you tell them in any way, or was it all phone call mostly and stuff?
No, so we told my brother and my sister-in-law in person. We told them, so I found out like first week of November, and I already like wasn't drinking because I was trying to lose weight. So my sister-in-law was like already asking me if I was pregnant even before I was. So they always like, I feel like they just like already thought I was, but I told them New Year's Eve because we were going to their house for a party and I was like, I'm not going to be drinking. And that's how like everyone knew because they're like, you usually drink.
Yeah.
And
That was a telltale sign for me.
That's a really
as well.
clear giveaway. But yeah, so I told them on New Year's Eve, and then Gil actually we like saw his parents like right after I tested positive. Like we had plans to see them the next week, and I was like, do not tell them. I was like, it's so early, like do not tell them, like anything could happen, like that sort of thing. I was like, hadn't even had a doctor's appointment yet. Well, he told his mom. He like came out like,
Of course.
yeah, he was like, I told my mom. And I was like, oh God. So I was annoyed by that. And then, but he didn't tell his dad. And then we went down there for Christmas to Charleston and like told his family there, which I also was like, we could still like wait a little bit. Like it's still early. And he was like,
Yeah.
he was like, I want to tell
How
him.
many weeks was that? Do you remember?
So Christmas, I think was like 11 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you were like pretty close to the end of the first trimester.
So, and we also like didn't know when we'd see them again, and we didn't want to tell them over the phone or anything like that. But yeah, so we told them, and then I asked him not to tell his friends yet. Like, I was like, let's
Yeah.
wait till like the second trimester. He told all of his friends like immediately, and then like told them not to tell like their wives so that their wives wouldn't
Oh,
text
wow.
me. But one of them did, like his best friend
Yeah,
Charleston
somebody-
told his wife, and then his wife texted me, was like, "You're pregnant?" And I was like, and I texted Gil. I was like at school or something. And I texted Gil. I was like, so you told Brandon, and Savannah
Yeah.
knows. And she just texted me, and he like
He's like, oops.
he texted Brandon. He was like, so Savannah like texted Marshall, and Marshall's really mad. And I was like, yeah, I am.
He's
But
like,
I
I didn't
wasn't-
want to be a part of your secrets. Like you,
Right.
like, this
Yeah,
is
and-
too much for me.
So he got home, and I was like, who all have you told? Because I mean, this was like literally 6 weeks. I was like, it was so early. And I was just also very anxious about like everything. So I waited to tell a lot of my friends, especially until after the anatomy scan too, because I was like, I don't know. I was so anxious for so long. And then it's like I got off my Lexapro. So like that didn't help. So yeah, but that's kind of how it went. And then I was trying to tell some of my friends in person, and then it was like it kept like plans kept getting, canceled and stuff. So I feel like a lot of it did end up being over text. So it's fine. But that's our story.
Yeah, it's like such a process.
It is. And there's so many people that like you're like, okay, well, it's like I want to tell them, but like when do you time it, And Gil just he didn't really share the whole like anxiety part with me. He was like, let's just tell them. And I was like, okay, but like if something
Yeah.
happens, and that's like more people you're gonna have to tell that like something happened. And I personally am not that type of person that wants all that attention or like all those people to know.
Yeah.
And it's like
And
he
that's
just like
the
didn't
thing.
get it.
No, it's like if you don't want to have to go back to people, like
Yeah.
don't tell them.
Yeah. Yeah. And some people want that like support system and everything, but that's not how I
Yeah.
am. So I was like, keep your mouth shut. He
Yeah.
didn't, but here we are. It's all good now.
You made it.
We're here.
Matthew is one of those people who like does get told that and he never tells me. And then later I found out he's like, yeah, I wasn't supposed to tell you. I'm like, but you tell me. Like
You're
I
still
would,
supposed to tell me.
like,
Yeah,
you
like, what?
forget anyways.
Loyalty. What?
Who are you loyal
I think I
to?
Who are you
actually
loyal
do
to?
that.
Your wife?
No.
Oh my God.
He's like, well, really? Like that's his wife. I couldn't tell you. Like, okay.
Like,
Okay.
what?
You're such a great guy.
Yeah.
Such a stand-up guy.
Congratulations. You kept somebody's secret. Marshall's like, where was he?
I was like, I would have loved this actually.
That's funny. We waited to tell my parents, which was like the hardest thing on the planet for me because I talked to my mom several times a day. But again, it was just like early, and it was after we went to the doctor. It was still early when we told them. I also found out I was pregnant at like 5 weeks.
Yeah. It's hard when you find out that early too.
Yeah. So I think it was like 6.5, 7 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 7.
Yeah.
Literally the hardest thing on the planet. My mom that day that I told her, because I was up in the mountains and we had like gone shopping, and she was like, Kyle was coming up to meet us in the mountains, but he wasn't going to be up until later. And he was like, you have to wait until I'm there to tell them. And I was like, and my mom's like, should we go home and like have some champagne? And I was like, no, like, let's like wait a little bit. Like, no, I hate champagne and shopping now. It's a new year, new me kind of thing, Mom. And yeah, there were a couple of other times that she was like, a glass of wine. And I was like, no, like, please. I was like, no, it's in the work day. Like, I know you're not drinking as much. It's fine. And so we told her at 7 weeks, but the hard part, I don't know if it was a hard part. Again, I like made a PSA announcement to my entire family that like Kyle wants to be a dad. And my brother and his wife, like,
You needed to say we're trying. Like, like I have to put a spin on it.
well, I didn't say we're trying. I just said that like Kyle's ready. So get ready.
Watch out. It could happen. Yeah.
Look alive. Yeah.
I was in charge.
Yeah, I literally gave him the app and I said, I'm not ready. I don't know if I'm ever going to be ready, but here's how you can get me pregnant. And I still got the notifications every day, so it wasn't like very sneaky.
Right.
And so I had made that announcement, and then my brother and his wife, they like had been trying, but my mom was like, they're not trying right now. And so I had therapy the week that I told my parents, and I was trying to be super mindful because like of telling my sister-in-law and like my brother because just like of some of their dynamics, and spent $160 on an hour to talk about how to best, be mindful of this and share the news with them. And I get them home and I get a call from them that they're fucking pregnant. And I was like, I just wasted $160. Like,
Literally to the
Of
point
course.
where Caitlin told me she was pregnant and like, oh, we were so excited. We were so excited. And probably like 5 minutes into me knowing, I said, well, what happened when you told Sean? Like, I was like, what is going to happen then?
yeah. And so, I mean, like, I'm glad that I was like very mindful because you never know how
Yeah, you
people,
don't.
like, people are bringing their own thing to this. Like,
Right.
nobody cares as much as you care. So, yeah. And then it was like the eve of telling my parents. And so I was like, and their due date was 2 weeks before ours. So I was just like, what in the heck? Like,
Oh
what
my
just
God, so
happened?
close. Yeah.
So, yeah, I did not tell them in the moment though, which was like,
Okay.
because again, like my parents didn't even know. So it was like kind of
Yeah.
awkward. It was like we're so like we are so excited for them.
Yeah.
But it was like, okay, cool.
I know. That's like when Gil was
I'll
like
get
telling
you back
everybody.
next week.
Yeah, it's like, let me plan to do this next week, same
Yeah.
time.
Next
But it
time.
is weird. It's like you want to tell people, but then it's like you have to think of the dynamics. Like when Gil was telling everyone and their cousin, I was like, my brother and Anna don't know.
Yeah.
Like calm down. I need to tell my family before you tell like our neighbor down the street. You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Did you guys maybe tell like any random people, like your neighbor down the street or like somebody before, just because like it didn't matter? Like, was there someone that you were like, I'm actually pregnant? Like,
There actually was one situation. I was having new brand photos done for work, and I had the photographer like she like reached out to me and like changed the location and like the place that she sent me. It just like aesthetically was not the colors of my brand, and I was not okay with it. And so I had a meltdown and I was like, listen, I'm sorry, I'm pregnant. And she was actually, or she still is pregnant. She's like 3 weeks ahead of us. And so it was like, whatever, like that worked. And then I was getting my hair and makeup done that day of the brand photos. And the hair and makeup girl, we were just like chatting, and she was like, oh, like, do you want kids? Like, and I was like, yeah, like, and she was like, do you know when? And I was like, probably soon. And she was like, you're pregnant. And I was like, yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
I am pregnant. And she was probably like, that was probably like the week after we told my parents.
Yeah, I had one. So I actually told my sales girl, like associate girl that always helps me at Neiman Marcus. I was in there shopping for something to wear to, I think, Christmas. And she usually pulls so much and I usually buy it. But then this time I only bought like one thing and I felt bad. And I was just like, I'm sorry. Like, I feel so fat. Like, I'm pregnant right now. And like, she was like, oh my God, like, so that was great. And I did. So she knew, I mean, I'd already told my mom, but like, I told her before, like a lot of people, because I was like, I mean, she's probably like, why did I pull all this stuff? You act like you wanted to buy stuff. And like, I help you every time. And you always buy things. Like,
Yeah,
what
you
is
always
going
come in
on?
here and
Yeah,
spend
like, what is
money.
wrong with you? Yeah. And like, I bought like a blazer. That was it. But yeah, I told her. But I feel like it is easier sometimes just to tell random people because like, they only care so much, you know?
Yeah. They're like less involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun thing, but it is just a lot of dynamics. And then when I finally told, and then since my brother and his wife are 2 weeks ahead, my parents were like, they waited until they were 12 weeks. That was really important to my brother. And my parents were like, well, when are y'all gonna tell? Like, this is really hard keeping these secrets. Just Mary, it's just like getting engaged, the secrets. And
building a life on secrets.
yeah. And so I was like, whatever, like whenever they like announce they can like have their moment and then like we'll tell grandparents and whatnot. So you guys don't have to be burdened with this.
Burdened
I'm
with
so sorry. Just imagine the inconvenience of life I'm experiencing, but please enjoy your glass of wine and don't worry about the secret.
Enjoy it for me. Wait, so did you tell your parents in a cute way?
We just told them.
Yeah. What about, so was your brother there when you told?
No.
Okay.
So actually my brother and I don't know, we told Kyle's parents, obviously, maybe it was on FaceTime. I think it was FaceTime. And then I had lunch with my brother because we do that a lot. And then, well, this is kind of funny. They won't know. I had lunch with him and I was like asking him about stuff and I was like, and I told him and I was like, so what do you want me to do? Like, do you want me to like text Alex, like his wife? Like, how do you want to like, and he was like, no, just call me tonight. I'll act surprised. So I like picked up the phone. It was like again, like, okay, we'll call you again like next week. Called him and I was like, hey, like you're right behind you. Surprise.
That's crazy that y'all are like 2 weeks apart.
Yeah.
Like those kids are hopefully they like each other so they'd be close.
Yeah. So
yeah. Did you get any like weird reactions when you told people? Like, did anyone say anything that was like, okay, well, you could have said something better?
No, not really. But I also think that I was like just very like, I don't care how people react.
Yeah.
And I like talked to Kyle about that. I was like, you need to like manage your expectations because like I'm sure people will be happy for you, but at the same time, like
no one cares as much as you do.
Yeah. And so I was like, don't expect some like grand like response from people. Like they're just, I don't know, just manage that. And so I feel like I didn't, I don't know, maybe I did have weird responses, but did you have any?
I had, well, when we told Gil's sister, it was at Christmas and she's like a big, like, I don't know, kind of jokey person, I guess is a good way to put it. But I think she was genuinely shocked and she goes, oh my God, what are y'all going to do? And I was like, okay, well, we're married and I'm 33. And like, do you think I would be announcing it at Christmas if like
there was a sad ending to this?
Right. Like if we were not going to like, I don't know, have this baby.
Pursue with other options.
And I was like, well, I guess we're going to keep it. And Gil was like, what? Like, what is happening right now? But she was like, oh my God, congratulations. And it was like, fine. But like literally her first response was, oh my God, what are you going to do? And I was like, what? And her mom's sitting, like my mother-in-law's sitting right there. And I was like, I mean, I wasn't expecting.
Did your mother-in-law like intervene and be like, honey?
No.
Really?
No, she just sat there. And but that was like probably, I wouldn't say weird, but like it was very like unexpected. But I had to tell Gil the same thing that you told Kyle about like managing your expectations. Cause I feel like he thought that like all his friends and everything were going to be like so like super hyped. And I was like, you're also one of kind of the last ones to have like all his friends are older for the most part. And like already have like, they're on like their second or third kid at this point. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, they're going to be like excited for you, but like manage your expectations.
Well, like, I feel like for boys, like nothing's happening with your body and it's like not that real yet. And then if you're not telling anyone and nobody knows, like it's so just like, you know, but the boys like they can't stop like thinking about it. So they just, I feel like have to blurt it out to everyone.
That's so true. Yeah. That's definitely, I feel like how Gil felt. It was almost like word vomit for him. Like he couldn't get through, like he like called all of his friends and like told them. And I was like, oh, calm down. Calm down.
Yeah. Kyle did. I was like, we need, like, there is the hierarchy here. Like, we need to tell like family before you can start like announcing it to strangers.
Like,
And then
the
what about
men
like
at the bar?
social media and stuff? Because I know like Kate, you guys both really haven't put anything on there. And Kate, the other day we had dinner with one of our old high school friends, and Caitlin was like, I've got to tell her I'm pregnant before she gets my shower invitation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody
I had to do
knows
that
now.
too.
Everyone knows. Well, we didn't post on social media. And then for the people, like I had dinner with one of my sorority sisters the other week, and I was like, oh, like I am seeing you in person. Like I'll just tell you in person. We haven't posted on social media. Kyle really wants to. And I brought it up again to be like, do we really need to do this? And he is like, this is important to me. And I'm like, why is it important to you? Like, did you not call everyone? Like, if you want somebody to know, like, you need to reach out.
Yeah.
Who needs to know?
Like, who do you want to
Caitlin's
know?
like, don't expect them to reach out for you to tell them you're pregnant.
Yeah, like, what?
How does he want to, like,
I don't know.
What's his
But
vision for that birth announcement?
I have no idea what
hard launch the child once you've already.
I don't know what his vision is, but the other week when I had to like
What if
course
he
correct
paints
him,
you like Simba and holds you up?
that would be terrible. After his birthday, one of our friends got him like a girl dad hat, and
You want to wear that? You guys could borrow Honeybee. She kind of looks like Simba.
and he was like, oh, I think, after my birthday, I'm just gonna like put something up that says like, thanks for the birthday wishes. Can't wait for a great year ahead of like being a dad. And I was like, you're not posting that.
Oh my
Like,
God. You should at least
absolutely not.
get him like casting like a rod or something with the hat on. Maybe something a little more subtle.
Yeah, like what? I was like,
We need
You're
to
not-
get you a new social media director, Kyle. Fired.
you're not
Fired.
tag teaming our pregnancy announcement with your birthday. Like, are you kidding?
Also, like, does everyone always read the caption? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't always read people's captions.
I have no idea. So that got shut down. I don't know. I asked him,
Understandably.
I was like, what are you gonna say? Like, what are you posting? Like, what are you thinking? And he was like, don't worry about it. Leave it to me. And I was like, were you gonna like show me before?
That's what scares me.
Yeah,
That's
that's
no-
the
that's a
terrifying
no-go.
spot. So I don't know what's gonna happen. Pray for me, guys. If y'all have ideas, please send them to me or send them to him.
There's this parody of the Housewives called, I don't know what it is, but it's the Real Housewives of Orlando or something.
Uh-huh.
One of them is like, my therapist told me not to do this show. Fired.
I wish I could do that about this.
Oh my gosh. I know Gil had like really like we talked about we're not announcing it on social media, but like for like just announcing it to people in person, like his ideas were so bad. It was like he wanted to tell someone like
He's like, we bring a pinata.
one was like, no, Marshall's not
It's
getting
filled with
fat,
little-
she's pregnant. Like I was like, Gil,
Oh.
shut up. Like what? Like why do you want to make everyone
I was like, we buy a
uncomfortable?
bunch of air horns.
Oh my
No, he like
God.
wanted to like have like jokey like ways, and I was like, that doesn't even make sense. Like we're
This
not
isn't
doing
joke,
that.
Gil.
No,
Yeah.
now you're not allowed to tell anyone. So sit down. But no, we're not announcing it on social media at all. And also, Gil, I don't think has
Do you
ever.
have any,
I think
strong reasoning for that? You just
I
said
just,
at
like,
all.
at all. I just feel like everyone I want to know is like I've told them either like in person or over text, and I just don't
Will you
care.
post your baby on Instagram and just be like, now I have a baby, none of you know.
No, we've talked about like
Pull up with a baby.
Gil said that like maybe he'll like put it on stories or something. I was like, you've never posted a
Gil's never
story
posted
in
on
your life.
Instagram ever. I don't think Gil even follows me back on Instagram.
At 2 hours
I know.
screen time.
I was like, okay, well, you literally don't get on Instagram, so why are you even thinking about
He's
it?
making a special appearance.
Yeah, and I was like,
He's like,
we're
actually, I'm gonna
not.
put it on my Snapchat.
He was like, we could maybe do it on stories, and I was like, no, we're not doing that. Like, that's not it at all. And then, but we've talked about it, and I think we're just gonna like announce it, I guess, like on our Christmas card that year. I mean, everyone's like for the most part gonna already know. There might be like
Knows.
3 people.
Are you
who,
going to
like,
post pictures from your shower?
No, I mean, if I get tagged in them, that's fine. But like, I'm not posting it. Like I had one of my friends who did that. Like she like told me she was pregnant, but she never posted anything like from her like I think she
Why? If you don't want to post yourself when you're fat.
that's part of it. But also I just like I don't know. I also know that a lot of people don't like me. I know this sounds really, really bad. A lot of people don't like me, probably for
Just
really
like, I
good
don't think any of them
reason.
get their voodoo dolls out.
And like I just feel like I've been mean about so many people, and it's totally fine that they don't like me, but like I don't need them. I don't need them
You don't want the
sharing.
karma?
I don't want the karma. I don't. And like, I mean, also like other people's kid. We are not posting our child specifically because people like pedophiles, perverts. Also, people are just mean. Like I'm like, why would I post her and then have people like sending? Not that. I mean, they probably would, but like sharing. I mean, like Marshall's baby is so ugly. Like, why would I open her
Oh
up
my
to?
God.
You know what I'm saying though? Like, I just like have
You're
this.
on the
But
internet too much.
Gil,
I know I sound like Gil.
no, but no, Gil agrees. His thing's also like, well, these kids grow up and then like there's these pictures of them out there. And it's like they have to be adults one day. And then it's like their parents have posted like all these like ridiculous pictures of them and they're just like out there. And he's like, put it in a scrapbook. And I was like, you're so right.
Gil's starting scrapbooking. We love fatherhood on him.
He wants me to, yeah, he was like, I think you need to get a baby book. And I was like,
You're like, I think you need to get a curvy scissor.
Those were the best.
and I was just like, okay, I'll put it on our registry, and if someone buys it for me, I will do a baby book. But I'm not buying a baby book.
Oh my
Well,
God.
and I think it's weird. I love like getting like pictures of like my niece and nephews, like
Mhm.
pictures of like your kids, blah, blah, blah. But it is weird sometimes on social media when you're like, when they're like, no, like do your other smile, honey.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
It's
it's
like,
also-
it's like,
It's
For
posed
what?
sometimes, and then
Yeah,
also
or like
I
they're
feel
like smile with no teeth. I'm like, what? And I
Ew.
get it. There's
Ew.
like kids go through a phase where they smile
They
weird.
do.
You're coaching them, but like
Yeah.
you're doing it for like aesthetic reasons.
Yes,
It's
Yeah.
and
weird.
that's another
Yeah.
thing. And it's like a lot of people I know, like, and have known it through life. It's like sometimes people who post the most, I feel like are the most miserable. It's like they want to create this image of their life. And I just don't care about that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just like don't care. And like, I don't want to spend like 30 minutes like on stories, like with little fonts. And like, I'm just like, I just like probably like, I don't know, 5, 10 years ago, I would have. I just don't care
Yeah.
anymore. Like, I just don't care.
Well, I think it's like,
Oh.
what's your motive? Like, what's your
Yeah.
intention of doing it? And
Yeah, like there'll be plenty of pictures taken, like no worries there. But am I going to put them on Instagram? No.
no, it's interesting. So I'll keep you all posted on what the creative director comes back with for our household.
I can't wait. I'm gonna start sending like girl dad stuff to your house just to see like what it encourages him to do.
Or you could do, I feel like everyone does half baked. I've seen so many half
Yeah, I don't think we're going in that direction, but thank you so much for the
You're so
submissions.
welcome. You can get the half baked Ben and Jerry's.
These are very clever.
Birthday.
We went to Milk Bread yesterday, and that was the best cinnamon roll I've ever had in my life. Like it was so cinnamony, so icing-y, so good. But like the dough
Sounds so good.
like tasted like bread. It didn't taste like fake. Like it wasn't Cinnabon. Like it was very good.
They do have really good ones. I haven't had one in a while, but like the last time I had one, I was like, oh my God, I just want like 10 of these.
Same.
But then they're so sweet. I'm like, I can never
Matthew
eat.
was like, "What's the big deal?" I'm like, "Okay,
Ugh,
Okay, you just
no,
be
you
like
ruined
that.
it.
I'll eat this. Leave." What's our game, Kate?
We don't necessarily have like a traditional game, but I'm gonna quiz y'all and see if you know any of the most iconic celebrity pregnancy announcements.
Okay.
Do any come to mind?
Beyonce
Yes.
Yeah.
Beyonce 2017
at the VMAs.
broke the internet. Most liked Instagram photo ever.
Oh, the one of her kneeling down.
Yeah. And people like recreate it. And then also there's Rihanna.
Yeah, Rihanna.
Yeah.
Do you
was it
really
Super
think
Bowl?
Beyonce's ever been pregnant though?
I have heard those theories. There's conspiracy theories. It's wild.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Alleged. This is all alleged. Send us like a cease and desist.
Yeah, they're gonna find us.
Yeah.
They'll find us out of anyone.
Rihanna was the other one, and that was 2022. She had like a casual New York City photo shoot with a bear bump and pink puffer jacket.
She was one of the first people to bear bump like a lot.
Mhm.
Yes. Now it's
Love
becoming
that
a
vibe.
thing.
Have either of you guys bear bumped yet?
Yeah, I have. But
Do you
also,
plan, do you plan to continue like in the summer months?
yeah, it's gonna be hot
It's
and
not-
nothing like it's so hard also just to find stuff that's cute.
Yeah.
It's just I don't even care. I will say I've gotten like looks from old people, but I'm like, you're old. Like,
Yeah, don't look at me.
like you're
There's a
expired. I don't
baby
care.
here.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
time you can show a picture of a squirrel thing.
A squirrel ultrasound.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
And then two others, Kylie Jenner. She did the video in 2018. She,
With Stormy.
yes, she didn't.
Such a secret. That was insane.
Yeah, that was
That was not on Instagram. Then like, hey, I have a baby.
Yes,
Yeah.
she didn't post about her pregnancy until after Stormy was, and then dropped a full emotional YouTube video showing the entire journey.
Did you watch it, Mary
Yes.
Lily? Okay.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course she did.
I mean, I figured. I just was wondering.
I think I literally like watched it like the second it dropped. I might have watched it at CCG at the office. Like,
You're like, no one bother me. Mute my calls.
Mary Lily could have written this. And then the last one, I actually am curious. Serena Williams. Did you hear about this?
I've heard about it, but I don't actually know
I don't
exactly
know.
which one it is.
Finally, something to stump you. She had a Snapchat accident. She accidentally posted a bump picture with the caption 20 weeks on Snapchat, which she hadn't intended to announce yet.
Iconic. Yeah. On Snapchat of all
There you go.
places.
What a throwback.
Oh my gosh, what should
That's
put a
how
filter
Gil's
on it
announcing.
too? Oh my God, I know. It'd be like a picture with like Conroy and it's like this one's a boy, but I'm having a
Then-
girl or something.
Now Snapchat is like for like D-list TikTokers who like can't make it
Yes,
anymore.
and,
they
like, old
Snapchat every part of
YouTubers.
their day. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
lost.
Gil, don't get on there.
Yikes.
Yikes. And for like 34-year-olds that are still like acting like they're 24. It's fine. Sometimes I like to sometimes I enjoy looking at their Snapchats. But sometimes I'm like, y'all are sad.
Yeah, those are our top 3 celebrity pregnancy announcements of the day.
Those are unveiled opinions.
Yes.
Lots of opinions.
So rate, review, subscribe, literally anything on the review. Let us know if you guys are liking the new stuff.
Yes.
Follow us on the socials.
Absolutely. Until next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.